Good afternoon, everyone. We are here for another Microbiotalk. So, as we all know that this Microbiotalk, it is an innovative platform connecting aspiring and seasoned microbiologists. It aims to demystify the complex world of microbiology and life sciences through inspiring talks from accomplished professionals. These carefully curated sessions offer students the real-world insight into scientific applications and career paths, fostering perseverance through shared stories of challenges and breakthroughs. Educators gain fresh perspectives and ideas to enrich their curriculum, integrating practical experiences to ignite students' curiosity. So today's microbiome talk, it features Dr. Shiva et al., a luminary in the field of microbiology, who will share his profound insights in a talk entitled A Life in Microbiology, Lessons from a 35-Year Journey. This highly anticipated presentation, it definitely promises to be a captivating exploration of Dr. Aithal's extensive career, offering a unique blend of scientific wisdom, pedagogical reflections, and the enduring power of curiosity. Dr. Shiva Aithal is a distinguished professor of microbiology at DSM College, Parbhani, with over 32 years of teaching and research experience. Holding a PhD in ethanol fermentation, he has authored over 30 research papers and 12 books focusing on microbiology, complemented by works on listening skills and skill building. A highly sought after speaker, Dr. Aithal has delivered over 100 invited lectures at various universities, sharing his expertise on topics such as the science and art of listening, skill building, and understanding the human brains. He has also presented his research in more than 50 national and international conferences. Now, beyond academia, Dr. Aithal is a long distance cyclist and he has pedaled over 50,000 kilometers. So, without any further delay, it is my distinct pleasure to invite Dr. Shiva Aithal to share his wisdom in A Life in Microbiology, Lessons from a 35-Year Journey. Dr. Shiva Aithal, please.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words. Audible? I would like to know whether I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So on the onset, I once again thank Peshwe Madam, Patil sir for providing me this opportunity to be in front of such August gathering. And I would like to, just before sharing the slide, I would like to tell you one thing that this, as just Madam said, I have given hundreds of presentations, but this one was completely different. Last 15 days when Patil sir said that you have to present something like this, I went back into you can say past memory lane, and I just rediscovered what I did all these days, because it was said that this session has to be non-technical, let us say, because whatever microbiological knowledge, if I want to present here, that is already available, and in the age of AI, you get everything, but what you will not get is my life story, let us say. So I, with a very humble uh, what you can say set of mind, I would like to present right from my school days till today what I could do, rather than what I did with microbiology. It is what microbiology did to me. So I would like to share the screen, and I would like to know whether the screen is visible or not.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
It's visible, right? So from here onwards, around for an hour or so, I would like to present my journey, my life journey in microbiology, lessons from my 35-year-old journey. And for past 15 days, I was searching for old photographs and all these things, and I was just able to put up something which I hope you all will like. And my main aim is that apart from the difficulties which you face in life, there always is a way, there always is a way, a path which you have to see through the darkness, and it leads you forward. So that is what my aim will be. I saw a line which was there: successful microbiologists. So what is success? My definition of success is totally something different. I say that success is not about money, status, or what you can say, all the materialistic things. It is more about how less stressed in life you are, how less worried you are, and peaceful. Happiness is there. Success is the ability uh, in your life to do what you want to do. Okay, means most of the time we have lot of money, lot of riches, but we don't have the time to do what we love. But success is doing what you love to do. That is what I want to present here, my life journey. And in the middle, I will come up with some references, not the microbiological references, but books which I have read, books which have inspired me. One such book is Randy Posh last lecture. Here he tells that the for students or anybody, for the future generation, it should not be about data, it should be about stories. You tell them stories which they will figure out and they will apply to them and they will get inspired. So that's my main aim today. And all this way, the experience which I get is that when I don't get what I wanted in life. Okay, that is the most valuable thing which you have to offer. Success stories, usually you see that there is a bit of luck and they just go on prospering. But when you don't get what you want in your life at every stage, you get a thing called as experience. And that experience is invaluable. And I want to share my experiences here. So let's start with a small uh, website. This is a very good website where if you put your birth date, it will tell you in how many weeks you will die. Okay, if you see on the right side here, the red blocks, this is the weeks which I have lived, and the green blocks which are there, it is which I will live for in the future. Considering that 80 to 85 is the average lifespan, considering you're healthy, don't eat junk food, and live a good life, this much life I have left. You can visit the website and check your how many weeks are remaining. So on the left side, if you see this green line is the path which maybe everyone comes to the point today. All the black lines are those options which were there in our life, but we couldn't venture there. And through some path, we come to a point today. And in the future, there are many options, the green line which you can see. So the point is that I have spent more than half of my life, less than half of my life is remaining. Maybe this site says very beautifully that I will die in 1892 weeks. So huge time I have to make the most of it. How to do that? That is what I would like to inspire the young scientists, researchers, teachers, and mostly I am a teacher here. I will be presenting myself as a teacher rather than a researcher. So let's start from my school days. My school, if you see this, my journey, academic journey till now, in the slide, if you see, I have given the name of the school, the percentage, and the year. Name of the institute, the percentage, and the year. If you see this, I will not go into detail. One thing is very common and what you can say paradoxically interesting, that school, junior college, BSc, graduation, PhD, and even my job, the central map which is there, it happened in Parbani, a small town, educationally backward, lazy town with lot of time, with everyone roaming around here and there. And in this town, I couldn't get out of it. Every point of junction in my life, school, college, I wanted to get out of the town, but somehow or the other, I remained stuck here. And now today, I see the beauty of that thing, how beautiful this whole came out to be. So let's travel through my life journey. School days, if you see, what's there? Nothing. Most of the childhood is like a kind of a river. We just flow. We are in hundreds. There is a very beautiful concept of isolation and pure culture in microbiology. So from school to the job, if you see, you get isolated, dilution, and you come to a pure culture. The journey of this pure culture till the time you come to your own a pure culture state, how you mold yourself and how you develop yourself, that is all which is shaped in school. What is school? I don't remember much, but I remember my friends, I remember the tiffin which we ate, I remember the what you can say morals and ethics which were taught in school, and I was very lucky that I could sustain those morals and ethics. I find that it is very volatile today. People are not having that there in their character. one thing I would like to tell you, as it's a story, the story started in my childhood with a very, what you can say, a drama, you can say, where my mother left me when I was 4 years old. Means around first, when I was in first standard, my mother died. But what happens is that if you have something, let's say a bike, you have a bike which you own a bike, then you don't see other bike anywhere. But if you want to purchase a new bike, you keep on seeing bikes everywhere. Same thing happened with me. I lost my mother in a very young age, and I could see my mother everywhere. Even in the school when we were taking the pledge, India is my motherland, I could see a mother in her. I could see a mother in microbiology. So see, that is the outlook which I got. Even if I lost my mother, I could see mother everywhere. Even my friend's mother, they were so caring and so, what you can say, compassionate. Just because this child doesn't have a mother, they acted like mother. So once you don't have what you love, you get many things which you can be affectionate of. So that is one thing. Now, during the junior college, one accident happened with me. This is my old residential building. You can see on the first floor there is a residence, on the bottom there is a canteen. This is a hotel. My father was a hotelier, Udupi Hotel. He used to run a Udupi Hotel, and this fell down. There was a huge accident. The top floor fell down in 1987, and I was in Shivaji College. I was doing my 11th and 12th, let us say, junior college. So I had physics, chemistry, biology, psychology, maths. Everyone knows that those who run away from maths become successful biologists. I am one of them. But a huge accident met me when I was around 16 years old, and this building fell down. It was one of the biggest accident in the town. And here I lost my younger brother, I lost my grandmother, and somehow I just uh, came to the balcony and I just survived. But okay, that's okay. 88, 2025, we have a building like this. This is the new building. Everything's gone fine and things worked out. But this is the point where really I don't know whether I had big aims or not, whether joining engineering, medical, nothing. I just wanted to move on in my life and move on. And then came, when completing somehow 12th standard, then came a subject in my life called microbiology. These two teachers, Professor Sanjay Kulkarni, retired now, and Professor Bhate Madam, they made or incultivated microbiology at such great extent with affection, which was something totally different. Even if you see today, even the other subject people, they will say that these are somewhat different. Microbiologists, they act differently. They are the word which they use is shahane. Yes, we are, and that's what they taught us. And here I came to know that parents are our first teachers, and teachers are our second parents. This is what these two teachers made me feel. As I said, I saw a mother in her, I saw a sister in her. Professor Sanjay Kulkarni, even he was so motherly, and we learnt microbiology among them. Then the second impact which I had in my graduation was Antonio van Leeuwenhoek and Pasteur. Pasteur was something extraordinary for me when I just studied him. Studied means I was being told about his stories. Again, stories have an impact rather than data, I always say. He proved the existence of microorganisms, disapproved the theory of spontaneous generation, developed pasteurization, created vaccines. He even administered vaccines in front of public. Something great. And this guy, Leeuwenhoek, come on, tell me, he's a cloth merchant. And just to see the fineness of the cloth, he invented microscopes and he could see microorganisms. This had a great impact on me. His drawings, I used to imitate his drawings, and somehow I cultivated the habit of drawings also. I got some very good friends in microbiology, and microbiology became our madness. Friends who made an impact in my life, there were 7 friends. We are still there today. 2 of them died. We are there five microbiologists spread all over, still living as a microbiologist. That's something great. As I say, nothing great is ever achieved without a touch of madness. There is a methodology even in madness, and microbiology was our madness. In, you can see the photo. Why I picked this photo is, this is some house, one of my friend's house, and we wanted to take a photograph. Then we went our home back, bought our aprons, then bought some books, and we just wanted to project ourselves as microbiologists. That is madness. And there were the seeds of microbiology were sown. Now, during microbiology, I used to read a lot of books, which is a rare phenomenon which I observe in today's students. Three books, I have read hundreds of books, three books which made an impact on me. The first is Man Unknown by Dr. Alexis Carrel. I would wish every one of you who is listening to my lecture would please read this book. He's the winner of Nobel Prize in Psychology, and he tells us what a man is in terms of mental, physical, biological composition, and how we have become the true masters of the world in this animal world. Beautiful narrative with some very good, what you can say, psychological and philosophical explanations. The second book which made a great impact on me is the complete works of Sherlock Holmes. Arthur Conan Doyle's writing, believe me guys, he's such a beautiful writer and takes your imagination to a great level. And this I would love to read and reread the book. If there's one book, that is Sherlock Holmes. And the third is Ayn Rand's Fountainhead. She's a lady writer, and she told or taught me the philosophy of essentialism. She taught me the philosophy of, what you can say, self-respect and self-esteem. Your self-esteem is very important. If you feel that your self-esteem is being lost somewhere, you don't stay in that place for long. So these are the books which made impact. Then I came to know that the more you read, the more you know, the more you know, the more you know that how much you don't know. This realization is very important. Try to understand me. There is, again, I would like to tell you a very good book like called as the falsification of the intellect. Okay, so if you think you are an intellectual, the moment you think I am an intellectual or intelligent, at that moment you are not. So this is what you come to know when you read a lot. In my BSc, I become a voracious reader. I read fantasy, mystery, romance, science, fiction, history, drama, comics, everything. But one thing was there, I couldn't read Marathi. I'm a South Indian by my birth. I was born and brought up in Parbhani, but all the parents, they are from a place called as Udupi in Karnataka, and we speak Kannada in our home. I am very good at Kannada, English, Hindi, but Marathi was not my cup of tea. But what happened is that then this became a challenge. My friends, they started to talk me in Marathi, and one of my friends, he gave me two books. One is Vyakti Ani Valli by Pula Deshpande and Ek Hota Karwar. For all the students, if you have not read Ek Hota Karwar by Veena Gavankar, then you are not a student, I would like to say. Please read this book and see how it will change your mindset and thoughts about science. Very good book. This book, two books, drew me into the field of Marathi. I started learning Marathi in my graduation. Try to understand. The whole my schooling was with SL Hindi as second language. Marathi was okay because I could read Hindi, I could read Marathi of the Devanagari words, but I couldn't grasp the things. But as I went on reading and reading and reading, I read hundreds of books. Today I have these many books in my shelf. And Marathi became my boli, I didn't know. And later on today, after this, from BSc till date, I started writing for magazines. I have written hundreds and hundreds of articles in Marathi for Marathi newspapers, magazines, so on. You can see some of the cuttings and clippings I have shown here. Whatever that idea thought comes, probiotics, then I thought I would write it in Marathi. It became an obsession, it became a passion to put the things in Marathi. Once you are obsessed with it, possessed with it, then nothing, the sky is the limit. So I started writing about biofertilizers, I started writing about junk food, I started writing about the brain. Brain is my favorite area of study. I give a lot of lectures on brain thinking, cortisol, dopamine, and how this acts and affects your daily working and life. So this all became a part of Marathi writing. I'm not a great literature, so I don't even say that I'm very good at Marathi. But somehow my language was picked up by the publishers, and they started publishing the things in Marathi. So that was my venture. Now, what happens when you read books? The next generation, which is there, my son who was in ninth standard, he took up reading books, and in ninth standard he wrote a novel, a fiction called as The Drought Within, about the farmer suicides in Marathwada, and he wrote 200 pages over 2 years, eighth and ninth standard, 2 years, handwritten novel, fiction. He is a very good reader and a writer. He is from English medium. So I just contacted Penguin. Penguin Publishers are one of the topmost publishers, and I just submitted the script to him. Somehow, the authenticity of his original handwriting, they liked it very much. They published it, and it is sold in 17 countries online today. And we get some meager royalty which we donate. So this picture which is there, the front cover, this was designed by one of my students. One of my student, his name is Akash Gite. This is that student on the screen on your right, and he was somewhat, I can say, at that time depressed in his life, because he was a very good artist and wanted to do that any animation, and he didn't wanted to do microbiology. But then it was a very tough challenge for me to bring an animator mindset back to microbiology. Somehow my son was writing that, I told him, you draw some sketches for this book and we will see. Even inside the book he has drawn some 20 to 30 sketches which is goes correlated with the story, and this got published international publication by a ninth standard boy, just because he used to read a lot. Reading does wonders. And you can say Vinodjit Tavde was that education minister at that time, and he appreciated that book written by my son. So this is the impact of reading. If you read, you have a urge to write, and if you write, then you accumulate some pages, and that becomes a publication. That's what the whole idea is. Leave, throw away the mobile and catch a book. This is my mantra for the young generation. The impact of reading, that we could gather a good amount of royalty which was donated to one of my friends NGO, HARC, where they do great work for the uh, farmers, the suicide, those who have committed suicide and their family. This donation went to there. So this is how things went in graduation. Graduation taught me one great thing. It taught me analytical skills, because practicals in microbiology are something totally different from all over the world. Chemistry was different, botany was different, but microbiology, you have something. I don't know how many students you really think on this word called as approach. No other science, no other field has something called as approach in the examination. You have to approach towards a problem. You see, that will develop your analytic. One word, one single word called as approach used to give you fever, shivers, and what to write. And the teachers, they used to shout, you are not supposed to write the record books. Yes, record book is not to be mentioned as in all other subjects. You have to design your analytical skill mindset. You have to solve a problem. You have to, I developed resilience. And then the most important thing which graduation and this practicals taught me is the scientific method, and to take the decisions in life. You see, we have a theme, and this theme is so beautiful, it can be applied to life. You have to have a aim, approach, requirements, then experiment, procedure, result, conclusion, and application. See, if you have an aim in your life, and if you approach towards your aim or goals through a proper studied mindset, you should know. If you, every now and then, every 5 years, I think there is a new aim in our life. And if this aim is solid, you approach with a solid mindset, you gather all the requirements, and with very less, you can say, experimentation, you have to do so that you don't fail. Sometimes you may fail, then you have to redesign your approach, come back again, you will get some results. On those results, you will get a certain conclusion which may go in your favor, null hypothesis, of course, which may go in your favor or may not go in your favor, but that is the conclusion. Then again you can come back again. That is what research is all about. And then you can apply the results in your life. This is the beauty of science. This is what you can learn when you are doing experiments. When in post graduation, I would like to tell you that I was a very unlucky guy. The only option was Government Institute of Science, Aurangabad. Then it was called as Aurangabad, so I will refer to it as Aurangabad rather than Sambhaji Nagar right now in my presentation, because I was a student then and it was called Aurangabad. So I couldn't procure a seat in MSc Microbiology. Last moment means I got a call. I had applied from Anand, Gujarat, dairy microbiology. Dairy microbiology I didn't like. I wanted general microbiology. But I was waiting list first in Government Institute of Science, and I hoped that I would get a seat. But Government Institute of Science is the king of microbiology, and nobody would leave. Not a single seat was left, and I waited and waited for 1 month in Aurangabad in my friend's room, hoping that at least one of the students will take a TC. No, so I had to leave Aurangabad and come back to Parbhani. I tried a place called as Manipal in Karnataka, but there it was medical microbiology. Fees was too high, so it was out of my reach. So the plan B, you should have plan B. What I loved the most, without any regrets, I joined MA English. 3 months I did MA English, and I loved the course. Still now, if given a chance, I would like to re-go and do MA in English. But then our head of the department, present Dr. Vakte sir, he bought a course, non-grant course, MSc Microbiology, and after 3 months, I could get microbiology again. So in Paulo Coelho, the alchemist, he says that when you want something, the whole universe conspires you in helping you to achieve it. The same thing happened. I loved microbiology, and I could get microbiology in the end. But as you can see, in August, June, August, September, we got the course. It was a small department running in a partition. PG was something new. Small things gave us great joy. There was a new incubator, and you can see this is the photograph of 1989-90, where our head of the department is garlanding a small incubator which we got new, and on the right side, me and my friend, we are appreciating the distillation plant which we got at that time. Till now, why I am not a good researcher, because in every department where I go, I ask, do you have ample of distilled water? There are cries, there are woos. No, distilled water is not available, and that is the basic for any. Even I have seen highest departments in Bangalore, Mysore, where they fight for distilled water. These are some things which never pulled me towards research. So I became a teacher. I'll venture into that. So small things gave us great joy. And one thing is that what happened in PG was Government Institute of Science was my first love. I couldn't procure there, but as I said, if you don't get something, you get it in magnitudes. I lost one mother, I got hundreds of mother. I lost one opportunity to learn in Government Institute of Science. The whole of Government Institute of Science staff used to come to Parbhani to take our guest lectures. In the August gathering, I would like to say Dr. late now Professor Andhale sir used to come every week. He used to take 2 to 3 hour lectures. Then from Ahmedabad, Professor Dave sir used to come. Professor Vaidya sir, now retired from GISC Aurangabad, he used to come. Then Avasti sir, Ranjekar sir, all used to come. Even Professor R.R. Deshpande, he was very, what you can say, determinantal in creating the techniques which we have in Marathwada. Today I can say, why whole of Maharashtra, his techniques so beautiful. You should just see his fingers dancing with a nichrome wire loop or a plate, and he used to teach us. He used to come on Sundays, and he used to take 6 hours, 7 hours or lectures, and that was how even for Professor Vaidya sir, he used to teach us pathways without board and chalk, and we used to have the pathways in front of our eyes. Such a beautiful teachers we had. From Jalgaon, Professor Chincholkar sir used to teach us, Musaddiq sir from Aurangabad, Deshmukh sir from Latur. These are my senior teachers. Uh, Manwar sir, Kangne sir was there, and Vakte sir. All. So we had, usually a PG department has 2 to 3 teachers. We had such huge teachers teaching us and creating, shaping a microbiologist out of us. So when I earned the postgraduate degree in microbiology, I was somewhat happy, somewhat not happy, because what to do next? That was a great dilemma, because with bigger degrees come bigger responsibilities. Life plays very hard at you. And as I said, now this, I thought this is the chance I will move out of Parbhani. I applied for jobs, and at my time, jobs were very easy. I used to get a job. But the dilemma was that my teachers used, after seeing my seminars and my, what you can say, interactions in the department, they wanted me to become a teacher. The dilemma was whether I should join industry or whether I should join academia. I had got an opportunity in GlaxoSmithKline with a very handsome package. The deadline was within 1 week, but my teachers and my parents were insisting. My parents, naturally, as they used to run a business, any businessman wants his son to remain in the business, or at least remain in the town. Okay, they may not say it on your face, but that is there, what is there in their heart. And my teachers, they saw a good teacher in me and they wanted me to remain. So the dilemma was almost one-sided. I was desperate to move out of Parbani, but as you can see, there always is a what you want and what is reality. There is an option pool in the middle, and if you see the option pool arrows, they point everywhere, all 8 directions. So you are really confused at this point. What should I do? What should I opt for? Because you see what the dilemma here is. I'd like all the young generation to overcome this dilemma by understanding that your dilemma is whether you want a personal growth, whether you need a lifestyle, a lavish lifestyle, which I always urge for, whether somebody has social responsibilities. Like I have a friend who always used to talk about, "Nah, I want to earn money and give it to the society. I want to do something for the society." That's great. There are moral values. Then there is a thing called as the practical thing which happens. So you are stuck in this and you have to take a decision. And at this particular time, as I said, lost my mother, a building fell down, and my three little sisters I had, and they were very small, means my uncle's kids, cousin sisters, uncle no more, and these three kids on my responsibility. So life was not fair. If I moved away from the town, these three kids would have lost their brother, their guardian. So some people are born with better environment, some have good genetics, some have good luck, some are at the right place at the right time, some like me are in the, I don't know which place, but in the wrong time. And all that matters is you have to accept what you are, where you are, what you want to be, and you have to just keep moving forward. These three sisters, this is in my graduation photograph. Now today's photograph, we created this last year. They are successful, two of them microbiologist, one is a chemist. I taught them in the class, and they are married, settled down very nicely. They come to my place with their kids, and now that microbiology remaining there, they made a mama, microbiology made a mama out of me, I can say, and I am very happy with that. So what happens is that the what is your real graduation is your graduation from childhood to adulthood. That is the real graduation, where you are ready to take full responsibility of life. Are you ready for that? Because you are responsible for what you do, but life points a finger at you and also makes you responsible for you don't do what you don't do. If I had not taken up the responsibility of my three little sisters and gone away somewhere, become a very successful scientist and a big man, and with these three kids hovering somewhere doing, I'm not bothered. That is not what life is. Life, you have to take full responsibility. I always tell to my students that responsibility is defined as the ability to respond, your ability to respond to a particular situation. So you have to respond positively. So I fixed that I will become a teacher, a fixed pay, a meager salary, peanut salary, but that was not important. As you can see here, I had a whole lot of brainstorming, what I want, what is reality, the goal pool, and in a changing world and a changing me and all the changing environments, I took a decision. I became a teacher, and this photograph is on the extreme right. I am sitting with three of my teachers. This is a great moment for any student. You are on the other side of the dais, and when you come on this side of the dais and acquire a capacity which is given by your teachers to you to sit amongst them, there is nothing great and bigger than that, I would like to tell you. So that was the biggest salary which I got, I can say. But basically my home environment was a hotel, a Udupi hotel, and I was juggling between two worlds, a hotelier and a teacher. So at that time, I used to write some blogs. It is still live today. You can visit that, from kitchen to classroom. I used to narrate my humorous stories, experiences, which I get in the class and in the kitchen. I am a Udupi hotel restaurant's son who knows everything. I can cook for 10 people, even if 10 people come suddenly to my house. I can make one of the most beautiful dosas, idlis, and sambar, which no one in the world can make. That is what microbiology taught me. You have to excel in everything what you do and not don't be ashamed of it. So from kitchen to classroom, my journey was going on because I was on a non-grant basis, and I loved the two worlds, because every kitchen is like a lab and lab is like a kitchen. For those who are interested in this, I would like you to read this book by Krish Ashok, Masala Lab, The Science of Indian Cooking, a beautiful book. and you will see microbiology in that, you will see cooking, and you will see that when you follow these things, you will not prepare anything junk. For past some 16 years, I have never ventured into junk food, let me tell you. And that is what the beauty of science is. So life was good. The next dilemma while being acting as a teacher or living life as a teacher was whether I should become a teacher or a researcher. My view as a student, disclaimer, this is not true, but still my view as a research, I don't mean to demean any good researcher, but I have seen as a student that a good teacher is a bad researcher and a good researcher is a bad teacher. Because good researcher has lots and lots of data, something useful for the world, but for not for his graduate students. And a good teacher has huge things to give to his students, but he is a very bad researcher, he cannot generate data. So this, as I say again, this statement is purely personal, might not be true. If one makes changes, the other, this bad is oversimplification. Okay, there is a natural tension between these two pursuits. I have experienced that. The ideal scenario may be there, means there can be a very good teacher who is a very good researcher, of course. I have seen them also, but on a broad average, this is what I felt. So that is more important. So I decided to become a teacher, I decided to remain a teacher rather than a researcher. So again, this book, The Last Lecture by Randy Posh, where before dying he gave a last lecture, and there's a beautiful book, you should read. He says that if I work hard enough, there will be things I can do tomorrow that I can't do it today. So maybe I thought that research will come automatically, let us see, I will just focus on my teaching. But the one more thing which we can say inspired me to become, or what you can say, uh, a teacher, for being me being as a teacher, is my university named after Swami Ramananda Tirtha, and his dialogue in Marathi. He was also a teacher, and his words inspired me a lot, and I like to rephrase it and I will read it, and I live my life like this today. He says that before becoming a teacher, Swami Ramanand Tirth says that I began to ask myself again and again, the love I bear for myself, can I extend the same love to my students? The forgiveness I grant myself, can I grant the same forgiveness to them in their mistakes, in their sorrow? Can I stand beside them, share it in every opportunity of their lives? Can I unite them with fully, wholeheartedly? I feel that I could do so. So, with that spirit, I embraced becoming a teacher, and that's what I did. This is Swami Ramanandir's beautiful words which inspired, and I remained a teacher. But PhD was silently following me. There was uh, there was a time when Sharad Pawar was minister, agriculture minister, and in our region, sorghum was becoming black and it has to be thrown away into sea because the fungus didn't allow it to become animal feed also. One of my uh, father's friend was a professor in Marathoda Agricultural University, Parbhani. His name is Professor Dr. D.N. Kulkarni. He contacted my dad and said, I want a good microbiologist who would convert these grains into ethanol. And my father sent me there. And we had a very good talk. And I liked the whole concept and I did some research in under his able guidance. And I converted this black soil, black sorghum into ethanol. This is what happened in the duration from around 1996 to 2002, around 6 years it took me. I was a lazy researcher, took my time, no hurry, and but did everything to perfection and converted this into. Here I would like to tell you one thing, that at that time I needed some enzymes. Norway, from that country I wanted some enzymes, and it was very costly in some dollars, I couldn't afford it. But again, the last lecture, Randy Posh, he says that if you want something badly enough, don't give it up, at least ask it, beg for it, beg it, don't steal it, beg it. So it was something, another country, I wrote a letter, posted it through airway, air, there is a, what you can say, stamp has to be attached and it has to be posted, no mails at that time. And after 15 days, all of us surprised that I got this package of 3 enzyme bottles free of cost, and they told me that just share your uh, findings with us, we want to see how good our enzyme is, and these enzymes are very good. So I got it free of cost, these enzymes, termamyl, amyloglucosidase at that time. So if you want something badly, don't give it up. Things will come to you. Then I completed my PhD in 2002. And during the whole 6 years, I traveled a lot, traveled a lot. Traveling taught me huge lot of things. I met people, I attended conferences. There were conferences inside the hall, there were conferences with teachers outside the hall. I learned a lot. And one thing, one immemorable moment in my life is in Delhi with my uh, head of the department, Dr. Vakte sir. We interacted with Hans Gunther Schlegel, the author of General Microbiology, the book which is there on your screen, and the fair old man who is sitting there in the center. This is the photo which I clicked of him. At that time, no selfies. This was a rolled camera which has to be processed, and I could get his and I could interact for 5 minutes with him, and it was a beautiful memory. Then, uh, inspired by Leeuwenhoek, I wanted to see electron microscope, and I traveled all the way from Parbhani to Calcutta to see electron microscope with my PG students. Two of my PG students accompanied me, and for 4 days we had a workshop there and on-hand experience of electron microscope scanning and TM and SEM both. So this was one of the beautiful memories which I acquired during travel. Traveling is a great teacher. I would like to tell all the students, travel a lot, visit seminars, conferences, wherever you go. More than us, you will learn a lot of things. There are huge intellectuals, huge number of intellectuals, which will give you one thing or the other, and it changes your life. That thing happened with me. While traveling, I could meet in one of the coaches Sri Venkatachalaya. He was the Chief Justice of India and Chief Advisory to Shankar Dayal Sharma. I could spend the whole night with him alone in the bogie. When he entered in Raichur, from Raichur to Bangalore, from Parbhani to Bangalore, I was traveling. He entered in Raichur, and all of a sudden, the military people they emptied the bogie and they upgraded them to first class. This was second class. And Sri Venkatachalaya was traveling in somehow, I don't know. I was sitting in front of him. This old gentleman, he said that let this guy remain, let all others go. And I was very lucky to spend the night detailing, talking, discussing. Such good listeners these great people are. The more you listen, you become great. The more you talk, right now I'm talking, it applies to me also. The more you talk, you're not becoming. It doesn't take great courage to stand up and talk. It takes a great courage to sit down and listen. That's what I learned from this senior old guy. So the real learning during research was two events which I would like to say. We, for references, we used to go to CFTRI. Today you have everything at the tip of your hand. We went to CFTRI, and as you can see in this picture, we had cards, reference cards. You have to write down the references on one side and abstract on the other side. Collect hundreds of cards, put it in your bag, come to Parbhani, do some research. After 6 months, go back to CFTRI, do this referencing, come back. This is today at the click of a button, you have abstracts and references. That is wonderful. You are living in a wonderful time, my dear students. You make the best of it. We have to spend time and do lot of efforts for small things. This is one memorable event. Second is the distillation plant. Distillation plant is okay, but if you don't have water, what to do? Ours is a drought prone area. My son wrote a book on drought, and you can see the impact of drought on his mind. So at that time, in around 2005, I designed a distillation plant where on the top one tank, bottom one tank, the water is to circulate. There is some motor in the middle. Motor used to pump the water up and down, and after some time the water becomes hot, which can be used for glassware washing. So this was one innovative, which is still there. This is a photograph which I took yesterday from 2002. 23 years this system is working, and every the NAC people come and they appreciate because there is not a single drop of water wasted. So you can make the most of it while you are working. Teaching taught me huge lot of things. They made my teachers my best friends, and we three of us today in the department, no third person can come and disintegrate our integrity. The greatest thing which you can have when you live long years in any institute is develop friendship and integrity, and that becomes the foundation for your success and progress. Teaching taught me that the more you teach, the more you learn, and it is a great cycle. The more you teach, the more you learn, and more you become wise. So that is how I was continuing researcher, teacher, more of a teacher, and some of the best moments in my job. Even today, the chemicals, I can remember the chemical by the color of the bottle. There may be many people like me. And I congratulate them for this attitude. If you tell me the name of a chemical, immediately the color, bottle, label, everything comes into mind. I can say that this is there or not there, and in what quantity it is there in the department. That is the love which you should have, or which you should develop for a department. This right side photo you can see, we four staff members, we used to do practicals first and before going in front of the students in the exam. We used to have expert results, and it was great time, we enjoyed it. One year we three of us went to UGC. This is that memorable event. We submitted my major research project, and it got cancelled. We didn't get the project because there were some what you can say, professional approach which we didn't have. And we are happy, but we spent very good time in Delhi, 2 days, and it still remains in our memory even if you didn't get the project. But I could proudly say that till date I have guided my PG student. More than 200 students I have guided for my PG projects, and these are the projects in the department which are there till now. Every year we have beautiful microbiology projects in our PG, and that teaches us a lot. Most of our projects are in the Lonar Lake crater in the earlier days. That is also some of the best moments during my job. As you can see, Lonar is a crater very 120 kilometers from here. We used to visit there. Now it is what you can say, sad state of affairs that you are not allowed to go down. It has become what you can say, the wetland conservation, forest conservation, and all the laws. There are a lot of laws, but at that time we used to freely roam around the lake. We used to go collect the sample soil. We used to bring rhizosporic soil. This is a pH was around 13 at that time of that lake, and we did a lot of projects. When we wanted the water from the middle of the lake, we used to hire some local village men. We used to just give them some meager amount or have them eat our tiffins, and they used to bring water, saline water. This is that one of the photographs around 20-30 years back, where still this integrity is still there in our department, and that's what's make our department a very good microbiology department, I would like to say. Again, one of the best moment is one of my PG students was not good in studies, and he was very good in mechanics. So I told him to fabricate a fermenter. He was very interested. 15 days with some money of mine, he fabricated this fermenter. His name was Vijay Pawar, and he was very happy. He couldn't, what you can say, pass in flying colors, but he passed somehow with a very proud moment of designing a fermenter where we managed a growth curve, lag phase, log phase, stationary phase, death phase, and his project was successful. But yesterday I called him. I wanted to see where he is and what he is doing, because this was something for the first time we fabricated in the department. To my very utter surprise, he gave me some photographs today, right now, presently. He's in Pune working in a big fermenter uh, occupied lab, and he is the main fermenter operator there. And he says that, sir, I could join here because only because of my project where I designed a small fermenter. If you compare, that is nothing with what he is doing today. If I go there, I would not be able to operate the fermenter. But this is a very proud moment that a project gives him his bread and butter. Again, one of the best moment in my job is this metabolic map, which I, in bits and pieces, I accumulated from the internet and printed it. It has more than 500 pathways, each and every enzyme and every pathway is mentioned there. It is at the entrance, and if you just stare at it, you will see each and every metabolic, anabolic, catabolic pathway there. This is one good moment. Then during one of my orientation, I had a teacher called as Professor Sheshadri. He was such a good teacher. He was handicapped, he used to come with crutches and teach us in my orientation. I was so impressed by him that I wrote him a letter in my handwritten letter. Professor Sheshadri passed away. I get a call one day and say that, sir, Professor Sheshadri always used to say about you and how good a student you were. So we want to incorporate your letter into his memoir. This is Sheshadri memorial book, and you can see that my handwritten letter was incorporated into his book. This is something great. So I would like to tell you, students, read, write, don't type. Write with pen and paper. And I have a urge, when you start writing, you get a urge that my handwriting should be good. Work out on that. Have calligraphy, do some art, write and write, scribble and scribble. It will give you happiness. So this is one of my most happy moments. Then one of my best moments is this little girl, Pooja, who was our student from 11th standard till PhD, her PhD. 11th, 12th, graduation in microbiology, post graduation in microbiology. She passed NET, she passed GATE, she passed CSIR, and she got a scholarship, worked under me, completed her PhD, and later on with her I could publish a book of Himalaya Publication House, and a proud moment. That is what some of my best moments in my job are. This is the book which she and I authored, and she's just like a daughter to me and has that microbiology culture embedded in her, and she is one of our PG staffs today. So one more best moment is when I was delivering a seminar in Bangalore University. I choose a topic on tardigrades, which was appreciated very much. I talked 1 hour. From where this tardigrades came to my mind is one of my BSc students one day innocently asked me this question: Sir, is not there a single one microorganism which can be seen by naked eyes? I said there can be. Let us see. And there are tardigrades. You see how some innocent questions they come to life, and how they shape you in a new direction. So this is one more important movement. Then in our department, as a teacher, I initiated a movement called as SAM, the logo which you can see here, Initiative Students Association in Microbiology. And this has a lot of activities. We are there on the Facebook, we are there on live. There are reading and writing activity, raw, we call it as raw reading and writing SAM. Then we have junior, we have live programs. And this SAM teaches students a lot of things, and SAM is a great platform from last 25 years, where we have done a lot of innovative things, few which of you I would like to tell you. We have a workshop called as Way to Happiness, how to be happy in life. I teach 21 percepts there. The students, they come, it is an international program, actually, the Way to Happiness program, and we with Sam have collaborated with the international Way to Happiness program, and we carry out workshops in our lab. This is one initiative. Then I have listening techniques, listening skills. You see, everybody taught you how to read, how to write, but nobody taught you how to listen. You have lost focus. So nobody listens today in our life. So I teach how to listen. There are certain science, there is certain science, there is a skill, there is energy required, there is more than willpower, there are techniques. And so that is one very good workshop. Then we have a e-magazine called as Insights, out of syllabus, where the students, they write their articles and their experiences. In 2007, Sam, I directed a movie where I, what you can say, edited, mixed, green screen, using a green screen Sam movie we prepared called as Genes, Genetics and DNA. And in this, I bought a student in double role. You can see on the left side, if you can see the slide, that is one student who was brought into double role. And I could bring about 12 to 13 topics on DNA, just like a seminar. It was, I made the students sit on a conjugal bridge. As you can see in this movie, this is there on the YouTube. You can see it's wonderful memories. 2007, I could do this in my home using a small handycam and some softwares. I made this guy sit on a conjugal bridge. I made a student sit inside the mitochondrial matrix and explain the RETC. I made a student sit on the ATPase enzyme machinery and explain ATP synthesis. So this is the beauty of SAM, what we keep on doing. And today, during Corona, I could generate hundreds of video guest lectures, each every 1 hour, just like the syllabus. If a student wants to remain absent in my class, the condition is go and watch my YouTube lecture, 1 hour lecture of the same topic pertaining to the syllabus, and come. So this, there are more than 100 to 150 hours of lectures. And there is one section called as out of syllabus, where some motivational lectures are also there. So just like what I am talking, there are various types of motivational lectures. This is what Sam has done. Now, what does this really result into? Is this there anything, some people ask me, is it of any help? Why are you wasting students time in Sam and all that? So I have one student, he has not, I'm not giving you his name, but you can see that he wrote me a letter one day. And he said that during my BSc days, he was very depressed and he used to cut his hands, cut his nerves. And out of while cutting, he used to derive some pleasure. I don't know what that of sadism is, but he said, I didn't want to do what my parents didn't allow me to do what I wanted to do, and they pushed me in microbiology, and I don't wanted to do microbiology, and I'm very depressed. And he wrote me this letter one day, one fine day, after doing 2 years of SAM. He used to attend SAM activities, sit in the corner, and in the end, he said that he says in the last letter, last third row, you can see that one day he meets a professor tells him about how to live, how to behave, and in the earlier days he won't listen to that professor. Then the life changing moment comes when he starts attending SAM, and only because of that professor the boy today is understood the meaning of life, he says. So this is what SAM, and when a teacher gets one to one with students, this is how we can change lives. So we have association with NGO called as HARC, Homeopathic Academy and Research Center, where right now today we are doing workshops on mobile de-addiction for school kids, listening workshops, way to happiness workshops. We promote reading and get away from mobile, menstrual hygiene for the village girls. We provide them sanitary napkins, and we have lectures on how to maintain menstrual hygiene. We try to generate empathy. So this is the annual report. I'll just fast forward through the slides. We have a lot of activities in HRC and SAM. Most of us is to the school kids to keep them away from mobile. And then this is how we are covered by the news, and that is a beautiful phenomenon. In my college days, I had a very good friend of mine who is no more today, Dr. Nikhilesh Kulkarni, head of the department in Rajasthan College, Washing. He used to visit me as examiner. I used to go as examiner. We as a friend, we as friends, we used to discuss only and only microbiology. We were born for microbiological discussions, and out of our discussions, in my home, in his home, night outs, discuss microbiology. We came up with books, we designed books, we wrote for Himalaya Publishing House. Latest book before his death, I could complete it, was on virology. This is the first book which we did. Then the second, this is one of our most prestigious books, where Dr. Nikhilesh and I had approached Professor Daginawala for a preface, but Nikhilesh had contacted him, and Daginawala sir said that you are the new generation, you write on your own, and all the best from us. We wanted to make these two volumes, just like Power and Daginala volumes. But this modern approaches in soil agriculture and environmental microbiology is a two-volume book condensed into one, which is the new technology of binding, a larger sized book and a huge book. We took 3 years to design this. And water microbiology was there, but mostly we have American systems. So we designed an Indian perspective of water microbiology. And the last one is comprehensive virology for PG students. And during this process, he succumbed to his life, a beautiful man. I lost my friend. That is what life gives you. I could dedicate the first page to him. I could complete this one with one of his students, Dr. Renuka Joshi, who is a staff in Shivaji College now, my student also. And we completed this and dedicated the book to him. I authored many books. This is Don't Talk, Listen, pollution control, air microbiology. Three of our staff members wrote this. Then microbial metabolism is there. I thought of writing on catabolism. All the degradatory pathways are there in this book. Then for the books, for the students, life building skills. What the 10 skills I tell you, you should have this in your life. If you are a student, you should have this. You should be able to read good English, speak good English, and think in English. You see what happens when we read in English, we think in our vernacular or mother tongue. You should be able to think in English. That is what some of the skills are there. And then we have a Way to Happiness program. It also has a booklet. Then this is a glossary of this books I have already shown you. And one beautiful thing which happened with me was, while this listening book was being published, one of my co-authors, Dr. Sunil Modak, he was he is a social worker, and my book was published by none other than, as you can see, uh, the Andhashraddha Nirmulan Samiti, Dr. Dabolkar. And that was a great moment. I had a very good interaction with him. And this book was, he said that yes, listening is more important. Today, people don't listen to anyone. So, this book is very popular, and my lectures on listening are also very popular. One of the clip is there in the YouTube also. 1 hour lecture is there. you can attend that. As a teacher, as a student, I always wanted a gold medal. Let me tell you one thing. Gold medal of Government Institute of Science was very popular amongst us. Who got the gold medal? I never got a gold medal. So what I did was that in my father's name, in Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathoda University, I have introduced. I paid the fees and all the formalities. Every year the top student in graduation gets a gold medal in my father's name. This is what I introduced, and I'm very happy. Now every year I get gold medal for my students. That is what you have to do for the society. So this is again one of the books. This is some notes which you say they're old notes. This is from the first salary my students they gave me. The students, they know I never accept any gifts. I don't even accept a flower, rose flower, because it costs 10 rupees, and I say you don't have the right to spend that much. So they compiled a book, handwritten book, where each and every student, 30 students, they wrote articles on me, my nature, and they presented it to me. The best thing which I get there is they on my back used to call me mummy. Means I used to behave like that, I suppose. They said that I am very strict, I am very stringent, but it's just like a mummy who used to scold and all that. So that is a beautiful memory. Now in the final stages, last stage, I would like to say that I am a person who doesn't have bore in my dictionary. I never have a dull moment. For me, the word bore doesn't exist. So you have to have hobbies, you have to have passion. What are your hobbies? You tell me yours, I will tell me mine. Any person who is there, he will be happy, or man is happy who can make his living by his hobby. Okay. And a man is never happy or never safe without a hobby. That is also true. So photography is one of my hobby. I have a huge collection of my own photographs. Some of the here I am showing you, you can see. This gives you immense happiness. You are a microbiologist. Observe things, observe animals, observe birds, observe something which is not usual, like a monkey sitting on a bike. It is unusual. Evolution. You see, a whole chapter of evolution comes in the mind when I see this. There are nature's wonders. Then this is my co-author of listening. He is such a beautiful person. When he speaks, he has huge lot of emotions. Silently I was capturing his emotions. Observe, see, photography is one beautiful hobby where you can see the things which go unnoticed. Okay, birds are there, then animals are there. This is the top view of a what. This is not a drone shot. This is from a balcony. I took the photograph of a popcorn seller. See the beauty of the angle which is there. You can shoot sun, you can shoot the moon, you can shoot the birds against the sun, against the moon. You can shoot macro photography, the insects, beautiful insect details are observed when you shoot them very nearby, and so on and so forth. So this is why a ballpoint pen is called a ballpoint pen. You can see the point there and the ball which is there. Only a microbiologist can see this through a photograph. So that is a hobby. This is the red moon which I captured in the last fortunately there were no clouds, and I woke up on my terrace till 2 in the morning, and in my with my mobile I captured this. So you could just have to got some patience, passion for happiness. Then as a child I used to collect stamps. I have a huge collection of stamps from 20 to 30 countries, 20 to 25 countries. I have classified notes are there, coins are there, and when you do something, your next generation follows, or you find like-minded people there. One of my student, Nazahat Siddiqui, we used to exchange stamps. He used to give me what he had double, I used to give him. And in the end, he said, "Sir, I have only one stamp. This is very beloved to me. But seeing you as my mentor, I want to gift it to you." And he gifted me this stamp, Indian stamp of Louis Pasteur, a beautiful memory which I have. Then, as I said, Antonion Leonov, he impressed me with his sketches of microorganisms. That made me draw sketches and cartoons. These are my sketches which I used to draw. Even today I draw such things when I am lonely or when I have time. I don't get bored. You don't have to get bored. You just have to explore the things and kill the boredom. There is nothing called as boredom. Cartoons. I used to draw cartoons with microbiology. Microbiology in my mind. There is so much humor there. There is so much fun in the words. A fungi, fungi, a fun guy. You can see I draw a fungi who is a very funny one. Then you can see that the student is saying why you have not drawn any microorganisms. Student is saying they can be seen by naked eyes. I have drawn it. Beautiful. You can just go explore yourself. Okay, a bacteria, a front area. See the words which you can play with. Okay, so I have a blog called as cartoons from Nanoparser College, where my cartoons, my students cartoons, they keep on submitting, we upload it on the net and it remains there. So books reading, these are some of the snapshots of my house. You go anywhere, you will find books. You will find books. There is no television, there is no TV, we are not addicted to mobile. Every nook and corner of my house there are books, read books, unread books, lot of books. And books is what you make. Then this is a hobby. What is your passion? I have two passions. Teaching and learning is one passion, and cycling is another passion. Passion is energy. Passion is the real power which comes from you, which allows you to focus. Okay, you see, passion is something which you do when you even feel don't like doing it. Whereas hobby is you can leave it. If you don't like to do it, hobby, I will not do it. But passion is not like, whether you like it or not, you do it. Teaching is my passion. Learning is my passion. What I learn, there is a beautiful platform called as NPTEL, SWAYAM. I request all the teachers, all the students to visit this platform and learn from that. Every year I have one certificate, as you can see. Every year, even right now, I am doing on morals and ethics, a very good curriculum. Cycling, we cycle a lot. We cycle with a purpose. We cycle to villages, we carry messages. We carry messages of health, we carry messages of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, we carry messages of mobile de-addiction, lot of things. We are doing that, we achieve awards, it gives you fun, it gives you to interact with the village people. My son became a cyclist. You see what you do, your next generation will. Many of my students are very good cyclists, they cycle along with me. Think about it, in the morning class, in the evening we go for cycling. Beautiful experience. Why cycling? Cycling allows you to connect people. Can you see here this photograph which I have just shown? If it is coming a bit late, I would like to see you. There are 4 to 5 people. Can you tell me this is a doctor, an engineer, a pediatrician, a neurosurgeon, a district collector, and a professor? No. You can just say these are cyclists. So cycling is something which dissolves everything and gives you great opportunity to learn. We can fix a puncture in 10 minutes. When our cycle gets punctured, we fix in 10 minutes. That is only a microbiologist can do that. I will tell you. That is how things are there. People appreciate it. Your teacher, you get lot of free things to eat, like fresh sugarcane, fresh farm stuff. People, they just invite you and they learn from you, they get inspired from you. And here in one of my ventures in the coastal Karnataka, while cycling, ice cream seller told me, sir, I want to cycle your cycle, you give me yours. So I was pedaling his and he was pedaling mine. Beautiful moments go on. And as Albert Einstein said, play is the highest form of research. You should have play in your mind. Sports, some kind of activity should be there. Okay. During cycling, we could propagate AIDS awareness. We could propagate uh, what you can say mobile de-addiction. And we also did one thing, that we never, me personally, I used to collect 5 rupees per kilometer. If I go 20 kilometers and come, 100 rupees I would keep aside and donate it to the orphans. So there are orphans, lot of orphans in and around Parbani. There are some charities groups working for them. We collect this and give charity for per kilometer 5 rupees. I have pedaled thousands and thousands of kilometers and we donate it to charity. This is our group policy, that how many kilometers you pedal, you donate 5 rupees per kilometer to charity, to widows, to orphans, make their day better, make them happier. So in the end, I am at the end of my, I hope I am on time. I think I have taken a lot of time, but few more minutes. My single biggest advice to one and all, where curtail this particular time of mobile usage in you. This is one screenshot which I took from a student, random. I keep on doing this. Her mobile usage is 9 hours per day. The second, you can see 13, 14 hours per day. If you are using your mobile for 14 hours a day, what will happen to your brain? Students, especially, even big and small, everyone alike. We are addicted to mobile. You see, 11 hours, 13 hours mobile usage. There is one option called as parental controls. If you go there, this data cannot be changed. Well-being and parental control option is there. You go and see and check your mobile usage. It should be less than 1 hour per day. 1 hour will cover everything, banking and all the important calls and all that. Call also, don't talk for hours. Go in front, have a face-to-face talk, not on a mobile talk. If you can curtail this, mobile, you see, what does it do? Just 72 hours if you use it, you can you can be a better person. Otherwise, there will be withdrawal symptoms. I always tell the students, keep your mobile away for 3 days, shut off, and see whether you can live. If you cannot live, you are addicted and you are going to get mad. Okay, study finds that 3 days without a phone significantly improves your brain functioning, and I hope you should do that. There is a very good book called as How to Break Up with Your Phone by Catherine Price. I have some workshops based on this book also. I request all of you, those who are addicted to mobile, to read this book. It will definitely help you to overcome it. So in the end, I would like to narrate a small inspiring story, with this story which correlates very well with my life. So I have chosen this story, and to end, it is called as Ingredients of Life. The ingredients are carrot, egg, and the coffee bean. The story goes something like this. Take 3 pots of water, boil it. This boiling water is the situation in your life. In the first pot, put some carrots. In the second pot, put some eggs. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
some network. I'm in the last stage. A few more minutes. I will try to end it. There was some issue with the network, I think. So, is the screen visible, sir? Is the screen visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm in the last phase of my presentation. Thank you for showing some patience. There was something technical problem. So I was talking about, was this the last slide, sir, when the presentation was cut off?
Carrot, carrots bowl.
Yes. So when the carrots were boiled, the carrots went inside very hard and they came out soft. The eggs went inside very soft, came out hard. But the coffee powder, it disappeared. It became one with the water. That is the wonderful phenomenon which you can see with the coffee powder. Now think, we can be like carrots. Life is not that very easy for all. It is not comfortable. It is very hard. We can do we don't get what we like. We don't, things don't happen as we wish. People don't treat us like we hope. We get few results but lot of difficulties. So actually what happens is, life is like the boiling water. Okay, so here the option is whether you become like carrots, basically hard, going in, coming out soft. You can be like eggs. We start with a soft and sensitive heart, we end up with very hard from inside. Hard from inside means we hate others, we don't like ourselves, we become hard hearted. There is no warm feeling, only bitterness. This can be. So we should not like be carrots, we should not like be eggs. Now we can be like coffee beans. Water does not change the coffee powder, but the coffee powder changes the water. This is the beauty of the situation. This is the beauty of, what you can say, your character. Water has become different because of the coffee powder. The more hotter it becomes, the more aromatic it becomes. You can smell it, drink it. The taste becomes better with the heat. So we can be like the coffee beans. We can make something good from the difficulties we face. We can learn new things, we can acquire new knowledge, new skills, new abilities, we can grow in experience, and all this can make the world around us better. So we, when we push the difficulties, when we push the problems, we succeed. We must try again and again. We must believe in what we are doing. We must not give up. And problems and difficulties give us the chance to become stronger and better and tougher. That's what I have experienced in life. I couldn't get out of Parbani, but just like a coffee bean, I have remained here. I became one with my situation. I became one with my environment. And our greatness is not what I acquire from my situation, but what I give back, and that is what makes you great. So with this particular approach, if you live, you will understand that life is not what is given to you, but it is what you create, what you overcome, and what you achieve, which makes the life more beautiful. So this is all what I have to say. This is a small story which I presented by me, and I would like all you to thank all you for the time, precious time, and the opportunity which you have given. And here I end my presentation, and I hope I could have inspired with my humble story. Not a great story. I am not a great, what you can say, researcher, scientist, or something. But I see that there always are options, opportunities where you can make the best out of life. Remain happy, be happy, and that is the mantra for success. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I end my presentation here.
Thank you, Dr. Aithal. What an amazing and versatile person you are. I'm very glad that I have presented such a nice microbiota talk today. It happens to be the last in my career now.
Oh,
The topic is open for discussion. Anybody has to ask any questions? Students?
yeah, sure. Most welcome, sir.
So like in your dictionary, there is no word like boredom. So we were not bored even for a second.
Thank you.
Truly,
Thank you.
truly inspirational talk, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great pleasure, madam, to present, rediscover myself. I would like to especially thank Professor Ullas Patil for providing me such an opportunity to see, go back in time. There's a word in Marathi called as Simha Golokan. So I
Yes.
just did that, I think, and I found that, okay, there is something which I could inspire. So some questions or some thoughts or something which the students want to discuss, not, it should not be always a question. If they want to discuss, I am open
Yes.
for it.
Yes, definitely. I think they will reach out to you on your mail or your
Sure,
phone
sure,
because
sure.
nobody is showing up now.
Yeah, sure.
Dr. Suchita Bharambe wants to ask you something.
Sure, most welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good
Actually,
evening.
I didn't want to ask something, but I want to express heartfelt thanks. It's just a truly inspirational lecture which is needed for nowadays students. And your lecture actually inspirational. It check out the lethargy from us.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your kind words.
Truly inspirational, sir. The cherry on the cake is your last inspirational story with the carrot, beans, and eggs. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
So I now propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of the Institute of Science, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar and the Institute of Science, Mumbai, I am deeply honored to extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. Shiva Ethal for his truly inspiring and enlightening talk, A Life in Microbiology, Lessons from a 35-Year Journey. As a part of our Microbiotalk series, this has been one of the best, I would say, Microbiotalk. Sir, your talk on life in microbiology is not just a recounting of facts and achievements, but a rich tapestry of experiences and underscores the interconnectedness of life, education, science, and human spirit of inquiry. It was truly inspirational. Our heartfelt thanks go to both organizing institutes for their collaborative spirit in making this event a resounding success. We are especially grateful to the honorable directors, Professor Rajendra Satpute and Professor Srinivas Kulkarni, for their unwavering encouragement of such valuable scientific endeavors. A special appreciation is also extended to the Microbio Olympiad platform for providing this unique forum for students and researchers to engage in meaningful scientific discourse. We simply cannot thank Professor Ullas Patil enough for his instrumental role and visionary leadership behind the ever expanding scientific fiesta that is Microbio Olympiad. Finally, a big thank you to Mr. Bhaurao Chowshetте, Director of IBS Academy, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, for his generous sponsorship and crucial technical support, which was instrumental in ensuring the smooth and successful execution of today's program. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants, students, faculty members, for their active engagement and enthusiasm throughout the session. Your presence have added great value to this event. Once again, thank you all for your contributions. We look forward to more such opportunities to learn, grow, and collaborate. Thank you. Thank you very much.